Hi, I'm Vivienne Mackinder. I am in Mexico, Tulum, and I've had the most amazing experience with Joico Canada. It has been a week filled with education and inspiration and a whole lot of fun. So we've created magic memories. I started off my journey here by talking to the audience from a perspective of what does it take to step into your greatness. So I spoke to their heart and I spoke to their mind. Because if we don't think the right way, it's very hard to get these hands to do what we want to do. So the areas that I covered in stepping into your greatness is to really look at salon culture. If you don't define your culture will define you. And what does your culture stand for? So I challenged the audience to think of 3 things that they would take away in terms of what could they do to give their culture a facelift. Do they need to have more fun? Do they need more discipline? Do they need to focus much more on education? What is the culture and what does it stand for? Because another thing that I spoke about is that whatever you permit in life, you promote. So if you permit your staff to come in late, if you permit your staff to do mediocre work, you're saying it's okay to do that. So what you permit, you promote, and that becomes part of your culture. Another thing that helps people step into their greatness is to really discover the why behind what they do. You see, we all have motivational drivers that drive us to do what we do. You see, I think the important thing in life is to design your lifestyle first and then build your career around the lifestyle that you want. And that's very often a hard thing to do. But when you know the why behind what you do, the why gives you the drive. So it's not willpower, it's why power. So we took a good look at why we do what we do, how to stay motivated, how to stay engaged, and build your lifestyle first and make that career fit into it. Another thing that we spoke about is the compound effect. I had a gentleman hold a glass for a very long period of time. And some people would say, is the glass half empty or is the glass half full? After 20 minutes of holding this glass, he said in the beginning it weighed a few ounces, and in the end he said it was the weight of a car. And the whole moral of that story was that when you hold on to things too long, they just get heavier and heavier and heavier. So whether it's a staff challenge or whether it's a challenge within a haircut, you start off and it's a little tiny bit longer and you don't fix it right then and it gets heavier and heavier and heavier and heavier, and something little got heavier and bigger. So we talked about that compound effect. Another thing we were speaking to was also that when you are studying and you are looking to take your work from good to great, photojournal. Today, with the opportunities that there are online, and as you know, I have a company called Hair Designer TV, and at Hair Designer TV we have tons of educational programs, and what we encourage people to do is study a new lesson, recreate the lesson, photograph your end result, journal, and measure your success. You see, how you keep score determines how you play the game. So we're big fans of journaling work, trying something new, and stepping out of your comfort zone and really pushing yourself. Another thing that I spoke to is, what do you love? But also, what do you love to hate? I love beautiful work. I love the artistry of hairdressing. I love transforming somebody. But I love to hate unprofessionalism. I love to hate cancer. I love to hate injustice. So find your passion, because wherever your passion is your creativity and is your brilliance. But when you found your passion, stay true to it, but also stretch out of that. So these were some of the things that I was speaking to, and of course it was an hour and 15-minute presentation, so I'm just giving you a little tease. But what was important was to go away and look at your life from a point of view of what does it take to be great? What is acceptable? And I have to hang around the people who will motivate and inspire me. And I need to be an engine driving people and not an anchor pulling people back. Because the 5 people in your circle over this next 5 years will determine who you become. So my inner circle, I have the most amazing people who lift me up. They don't pull me down. I also have mentors. I have so many teachers and coaches that constantly help me get better and better and better. You see, it's important to have the courage to reinvent yourself, because otherwise it gets boring, doesn't it? And you can't give what you don't have. So those were just some of the things that we discussed, and of course there was a lot more. So I hope that you get to hear the full presentation. And so thanks for listening. Bye.